This movie is based on a young girl, Lucy. In her life, 5 tiny people come. What will be the different turn in her life after they arrive, or what will be dangerous? At the beginning of the movie, we see Lucy. She is best and active and smart girl in her school. She has a younger brother who was naughty and less eligible than his sister. He always secures fewer marks than his sister. This was last year of these both siblings in the school. One day, their teacher reveals that top grade students will sit in the front. Those who secure good marks, and then students will sit according to their marks. Additionally, she tells those who receive the highest grades will receive the award. The girl who sits with Lucy in the class, she was quite jealous of her and considers Lucy her enemy. In the house, when Lucy's parents learn that the highest marks achieving students will get an award, they become very happy. Her parents take care of her more than her brother because Lucy always secures good marks in the class, whereas her brother was a little naughty. Lucy tells her parents about her brother that he engages in several mischiefs in the class and he does not pay attention to his studies. Hearing this, Lucy's parents scold her brother a lot. Meanwhile, Lucy's father places a canned box on the table that has something sweet to eat, and when her brother begins to touch it, his mother forbids him, saying that this is not for you, this is for my daughter, and gives her. At night, when Lucy opens the box, she suddenly goes aside. A bright light emerges from that box. Suddenly, 5 tiny people came out and inquire about Lucy's identity. Seeing these tiny people speaking, she becomes shocked and very happy as well that tiny people are talking to her. She asks about them and then introduces herself to them. The tiny people tell that what was lived in the can. During this, Lucy's moms call her. She first decides to tell about this to her mom. Later, she remembers how her mother threw away all the pets out of the house, so she decides not to tell anything to her mom. After measuring them, she prepares their dresses. Later, she names them according to them. One of them wishes to be an artist, so she names her artist. She was quite fond of making painting. The second one who wants to be a businessman, and the third wishes to be a doctor because he really liked to study. Then he wants to protect people. The last one who wants to be a singer, she likes to sing. Lucy also provides them with a mini house in which they can live. As Lucy was going to bed, doctor told her that he likes to study and wants to go to school. Lucy agrees and tells him, okay, you will come with me tomorrow to the school. The next day, Lucy hides the doctor in her hair and takes him to the school. There she meets the same clever girl who was her enemy and was jealous of her. She tells Lucy that your brother has not taken his class today as well, on which Lucy says, so what could I do then? The clever girl says, alright, then I will go to the teacher and will tell her everything, because she used to tell everything to the teacher. It could be said that she complains a lot. Meanwhile, a boy holds Lucy's hand and says, why you always blame your brother? Meanwhile, the doctor who was kept hidden in Lucy's hair, he opens the pant of the boy after going into his pocket. As a result, he was insulted in front of them all. All the students were laughing at him. We see Lucy's brother along with his dog go into the Lucy's room. The dog takes the tiny house in his mouth and begins to shake it. They all become worried and all the tiny people were shaking. They feel like an earthquake has hit there. Meanwhile, the soldier among them hits the dog with a weapon. As a result, the dog becomes injured and his nose begins to bleed. When Lucy's brother sees this, he begins to find medicine for him. Meanwhile, his mother was about to go inside after hearing the sound because Lucy's brother had also kept the dog hidden from his mom. When the tiny people learn, they help him in hiding the dog. After sitting on him, the soldier takes him out from the window. At night, when Lucy learns that soldier is absent, they all go secretly to find him. Meanwhile, Lucy's brother sees the tiny people as well. Now, she tells everything to her brother. Later, her brother thanked them all that they all saved his dog. Later, Lucy tells that according to her mom, if my brother secures 90% marks in the paper, then she will allow keeping this dog in the house. But he was ineligible. How could he get such grades? The doctor tells him that I will help you. The next day, the doctor helps him, but Lucy sleeps while attempting exam. As the result announces, his brother secures good marks because he was helped by doctor. On this, Lucy's parents scold her a lot. There, the teacher could not believe on Lucy's brother that how could he secure such marks. Even now, he answers all the questions properly carefully with the help of the doctor. His name was now included in the best students of the school. His parents now started paying attention to him, but Lucy was quite worried about this all. She sits in the rain and begins to think. Meanwhile, her friend approaches her and asks why you are sad. This was a test, and this test can't decide our future. Don't worry, everything will be alright. Later, her friend gives her a picture that was Lucy's picture made by her. Lucy goes to the tiny people and shows them that picture. She says, my friend is the best artist. She paints very well, but the teacher will never let her participate in a contest because she always secures low grades. Hearing this, tiny people become quite angry. They all plan to break the teacher's office so they could steal the painting items. The next day, all the tiny people come to the teacher's office and find the colors. They all come out after taking them, but the artist was left there. Luckily, the teacher was called by someone and she escapes. Lucy gives the colors to her friend so she can participate in the contest. Her friend makes the painting with the artist. When the painting contest was started in the school, the low grade students were not allowed to come. But Lucy shows her friend's painting to the all guests and she talks to them in different languages. Everyone feels good, but Lucy comes between the show. She was being punished that she has ruined the show. She was punished to clean all the ground. Many other students come there for her help. They were all her friends. Meanwhile, an announcement is made by the speaker. The students with low grades will not be participate in any contest. When all the tiny people hear this is going to happen, they decide that they will help all the students who are weak in their studies. Lucy introduces the tiny people with all of her friends. They plan that they will help them in their tests. Now the test day comes, but their plans ruins when the teacher asks everyone to change their seats. This is the story of all children's childhood, but still they manage to help everyone and pass them. Not only pass, but all the students get good marks. But the teachers learns about them all that they have passed by cheating. The clever girl told the teacher about this all who was jealous of Lucy because she got the cheating paper from the classroom. Now all the students are called to the principal's office. They were all asked who has done this. Lucy takes all the blame on her that she has done this all. After hearing this, Lucy's parents are called into the school. They tell them about her and she was also expelled from the school. Her mother scolds her badly on this. Lucy tells that students have been treated unfairly based on their marks. The principal becomes quite angry after hearing this, but Lucy's dad says, please don't expel my daughter from the school. Well, the principal and the teachers become angry with this. There, when the tiny people learn, they say all the weak students need to study. Hearing this, Lucy says, I used to be a good student. I used to secure good marks, but since you come, I could not get good grades. Hearing this, the tiny people become sad. After packing their bags, they go. They all come to a different place and Lucy's brother comes there. The doctor among tiny people says, together all the weaker students, we want to help everyone. We will tell them how to study. All the students were gathered and they tell them that you should study after being together. One day, the clever girl seals the tiny people and locks them in a glass jar so they can help her in her studies. The next day, Lucy's brother tells her about the disappearance of the tiny people and asks her to find them. But Lucy says, no, we should pay attention to the test at this time. On the other side, the clever girl locks the tiny people in a school's store and put them out of the jar. Meanwhile, a rat attacks them. In the class, Lucy begins to go from the class after leaving her test because now she was also worried about the tiny people. But the teacher says, Lucy, if you go like this, you will be expelled from the school. She does not listen to her and goes out of the class. She was finding tiny people from everywhere. Meanwhile, she hears the sound of a jar broke that came from the storeroom. She immediately goes there. All the tiny people who have become her friends now, she saves them all from the rat and she apologizes to everyone. Later, she takes them from there. After this, the clever girls come there. She sees that there was nobody there. Meanwhile, as she turns the light on, sparkles begin to emerge from it and the fire sets there. And the fire was spread in the whole school. All the students were stuck because of the fire. The teacher helps them all and brings them out of there. Some teachers were trying to put off the fire. Lucy was stuck there, and she saves the clever girl, who was crying because of being injured. All the students have come to the school roof after running. The tiny people bring a helicopter there. With the help of Lucy's brother, they saves everyone by throwing a rope there. All the students move forward after holding the rope with the help of their uniforms. But when Lucy's comes, the rope begins to burn because of the fire. Meanwhile, the small soldier saves Lucy's after jumping on the rope. Everyone learns about the tiny people, that they have saved everyone's life. Later, the soldier was taken to the hospital soon. He needs blood that was matched with the teacher. Lucy's teacher saves the soldiers by donating her blood. Lucy's parents have also realized it is not always getting good marks and studying all the time. There are also many things in the world, like helping others, loving others, and also caring for them. The small soldiers were also now cured. At the end of the movie, we are shown that Lucy is awarded as the best student. She tells everyone that we should work hard and always pass with good grades. Everyone claps for her. In the end, the tiny people begin to go after saying goodbye to Lucy, to their real world. From there they came, and no one knows about it, from where they have come. While going to the artist girl gives her painting to Lucy, in which Lucy was with them. Always be happy and take care of others as well. The movie ends with this.